Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for pressing play. My name is Angayozi, and if you are new here, on this channel we talk about all things modern day motherhood. And as promised in my intro video, today, I'm giving you the tea on modern day age motherhood. Let's get into the video. So today, guys, I am talking about what I wish I knew before becoming a mom or a parent. It's not as dark as it sounds. And as usual, I have notes and I've compiled 4 speaking points, 4 or 5, I'm not sure. And let's get into it. So firstly, what I wish I knew and I didn't know was how much support I would need into becoming a parent and becoming a mom. And this support is support in human form, the human currency of support. For example, having a friend, okay, little story, ne? The very first time me and my partner ever had time to ourselves, we went for a lunch together. Baby was like 8-9 months, and a close friend and colleague at the time, Umashezi, offered her services to look after baby for like a half a day or so, just to give us time to ourselves. And that was our very first time we had time to ourselves, just reconnect and just hang out, nothing hectic. And that was the human currency coming to play and showing up. And that's how much I'd never realized that you would need so much human support. Like, my partner's family comes in and chips out and looks after our son from the time he was a baby to now, whenever we need their help. My mom, likewise. I've had my friends offer to look after my son many times so that I could just have time to myself. Also, we lead very hectic lifestyles, and sometimes you need to take time out for yourself as a mom or as a parent, and you need that human currency. I never realized this, but yeah, you're going to need a lot of human support. This saying, guys, is very old. It takes a village to raise a child. I didn't think it would still be applicable in the 21st century, in 2022, but for me it is. And it still is quite applicable. I have my family, I have my friends, I have my partner's family. So yeah, you need a lot of human currency support. Number 1. Number 2, I have to look. Change of lifestyle. So this is I didn't realize how drastically my lifestyle would change. Like, I was a gym bunny, I was an outdoor person, and I liked to have time to myself. I was a reader, loved to read a lot in my downtime, and I loved taking my sister out, and once there's a baby at play, the lifestyle changes completely. There's no more after work drinks. When someone decides just before knock off, let's go for drinks, and you're like, yeah, no, you can't do that. You need to have planned way ahead of time. It's either the crash is going to keep him longer, they're going to go through aftercare, or you have to ask your partner or your mom or whoever in your family. There goes the human support element coming at play, having them pick up baby so that you can actually go and have after work drinks. So your lifestyle changes drastically. You don't just go out whenever you want. You don't just stay as late as you want when you go out. When you do get invited to places, are you allowed to bring baby or not? If you're allowed to bring baby, when do you sleep? When do you wake up? You have to get baby ready, get yourself ready. It's intense. It's a lot of admin involved. So the lifestyle changes in that way. You don't always especially now. For me, I have a toddler. Going out and eating out with my son is a no-go right now for us, because he's extremely hyper and wants to do his own thing when he wants to do it. He runs around, doesn't listen to me and my partner. So yeah, so I like to go out and eat out, but now that I'm a mom, that doesn't happen as much. Change of lifestyle, guys. You need to be prepared for those things. I didn't realize that how much things would change, you know, how I'm living my life, and it's almost every area of your life that changes. And it does get easier, and some things just never go back to the way they were. And then number 3, sacrifices. So becoming a parent and being a parent has to involve sacrifices throughout your whole life. The minute you become a parent, you're going to sacrifice one thing or the other, sacrificing your sleep, sacrificing your time, sacrificing your money, sacrificing some relationships, you know, to a certain extent. And this one for me was very personal, and this was sacrificing career projection. So in terms of career projection, you know, I was like a typical career girl. I'm out to get the bag, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But once I became a mom, I kind of toned down a bit. Not to say I put my dreams on the back burner, but I toned down a bit. I wouldn't want to work late because I want to be there to pick up my son, and I want to be home and get my son ready, take care of my son, spend some time with my son, because I spend 8 to 9 hours away from my child, and now I want to be there. I want to be part of nurturing him. So to a certain extent, my career projection was a bit like on hold or slowed down. So I wouldn't show up as I had before when I didn't have a child, where you will work late, where you'll take on more work, where you will just go over and beyond to show up for your career, or your position at work, or whatever it is that you find yourself in. So yeah, I did sacrifice my career projection to a certain extent, and that is perfectly normal. I'm okay with that. I've made peace with that, and so that was perfectly fine. And number 4, relationship dynamics will change. I didn't realize that becoming a mom will have an effect on my relationships with my mom, with my partner, with close friends, and that is all perfectly normal, and that will happen. So in terms of with your friends or whoever you're hanging out with, I don't have time to hang out with friends or even socialize online as much. Or even someone would send me a chat in the morning excited, and I'll only respond 5 hours later, because I am being a mom and it's taking up everything, you know, taking up all my time. And so it requires you to be in friendships that have grace, the friendships that understand that, you know, your life is changing, your life has changed, and your priorities do change. So if I was responding the whole day, all day to you, and sending voice notes the whole day, it's gonna change, you know. I didn't realize that that would be that much change. It kind of appears that you're antisocial to a certain extent, but you are just being a mom, you're just being a parent. That's all there is to it. It's not that deep. I'm not cutting people out. It's just that your time, your focus, your priorities, your energy is just focused on your new responsibilities of being a mom, and that will carry on from the time you give birth, you become a parent, and right up until baby your child is more independent. So the more the child is more independent, the easier it is to, you know, regain those relationships again, and maybe have the same momentum, or things will be just different completely. And also relationships with your partner, your boyfriend, your spouse, your husband. So every time me and my partner took our son to his pediatrician, to pediatric visits, our pediatrician would be like, "Oh guys, you're still together?" And he would laugh, and I'll be like, what do you mean? And he's like, "No, I've seen a lot of couples break up after having a baby, and that is because of lack of communication in the relationship, and it has nothing to do with the child." So for example, if you are the mom and you're feeling like you're being overwhelmed by taking care of the house, taking care of yourself, taking care of baby, and your partner does not know what to do really, or they are just continuing with their lives as it was, and they just chip in here and there, and it builds some resentment on the mother's side because you're not communicating your needs to your partner, and your partner cannot read your mind. He will not know what you need him to do. He will not know what it is that he has to do physically. So the communication part is so important, and that is how the relationship dynamics change. It also extends to your how you interact with your parents now, because you realize how much your mom or your parents loved you after. Well, that's what happened to me after I became a mom. I realized how much my mom loved me with so much intensity, and it kind of changed our relationship dynamic because I was more graceful towards her. I was more understanding towards her because I realized how much she had sacrificed to give me the life she gave me and to be a parent to me, you know. So it kind of changes the relationship dynamics in a positive way as well. So yeah, it does change relationship dynamics. And then lastly, I have social life. Okay, so your social life will be compromised, as I had mentioned, in your lifestyle change, how your lifestyle will change. But social life is like the way you interact with people, how often you go out, and how often you touch base with your people. After I had my son, I did not have time for anyone or anything. And I was tired. When I didn't have the time, I was tired. I just wanted to rest. I just wanted to sleep. So those are the kind of things that happen that will change, and so your social life will be greatly affected. I love eating out, guys. I love eating out. I love going out. But now that I am a mom, I don't eat out and go out as much as before. Before I was a mom, because when your child is a baby, you need to be aware of the environment you're taking your child, exposing your child, and the weather comes into play, and how finicky the baby is. And then as they grow up, those things change. Like now it's a toddler. The toddler is wild outdoors. The toddler throwing tantrums. The toddler is crying, is rolling on the floor. I'm not about that life. So I'd rather just stay in, order out, order food in, or cook really nice meals with my partner. So the social life, the way you are interacting with your peers, your friends, your family, and even your partner is going to change. I wasn't aware of that. It was like, I never do anything with my life. I'm always in this house. So yeah, that was another change that I didn't actually really consider. Okay, and yeah, so those are the things that I didn't know will affect my life as a whole after becoming a parent. I wish I had known that. I think I would have prepared myself better. I don't know what would the preparations have been, but I think I would have been more mentally prepared. And in closing this video, guys, knowing that you can financially afford a child is not enough. You need to know, can you mentally afford the child? Can you emotionally afford the child? Are you prepared for all the sacrifices, for the extreme change in lifestyle? Are you prepared for all of that? That is what you also have to consider before having a child. And when you do have a child, you need to make peace with those sacrifices and changes that come about from having a child. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'll be bringing you the tea as usual. Thank you so much for watching. Come on.